Hi everybody, Dr. Auger Scott Olson here, and unfortunately it is the last ice excursion of the year for me. Temperatures are just getting way too warm. The lakes are opening up, but the big lakes are all open up at this point except for Deerfield. I'm up on Sylvan right now, and it's beautiful up here, but half the lake is open, and the ice that I'm on is definitely only about 4 or 5 inches. If that, and it's getting pretty chunky. So, and I'm only, about 10 yards from shore here too, because beyond me is the ice gets even a little bit even worse here. So, we're just trying one last time here. We've caught a couple nice tiger trout, and our bow so far. So, we'll keep it up for this last ice excursion of the 2025-26 ice season. Been a season for sure here in the Black Hills. It's been unnaturally warm pretty much the entire winter. It started warm in October, didn't really get cold until closer to Thanksgiving, and some of the smaller places finally locked up. It took a long time for the big lakes to even freeze up. We didn't get on like Stockade, until almost mid-December, which is very unusual. Didn't even get on Sheridan for the first time until the end of January. Normally get on there mid to early December, so it's been a very unusually warm winter this year here. Some days it was warmer here than it was down in Florida here back in January and February, which is really hard to believe, but make the most of it. We can't control the weather, so get out what we can, and I've been trying to enjoy it, getting my wife and my daughter out here when I can, which has been a lot less than normal for them too. But the season's only about 5 months long for me. It's usually about a 6-month. The first time I haven't made it to April in 7 or 8 years now, I think, and that was before I even started pushing it into April. It's definitely not been a normal winter, plus we've had almost no snowfall this winter. We've been fighting glare ice, slick ice, spooky fish, especially in the shallow water here, most of the winter. Had some good outings though. Had a few good outings at Sheridan. Caught a whole bunch of decent sized bluegills. Introduced a few new people to the ice. Got to go out with casting vets again for 2 out of their 3 trips this year. Did hooked on hard water again, which is always my favorite ice event of the entire year. So we're gonna try and end it on a bang here. Like I said, we've got a couple of really nice tigers so far. Let's see if we can catch a few more fish here. There we go. Oh my goodness. A little nice, little Sylvan bow. There you go. Yeah, it's definitely, the last couple weeks times I've been up here, it's definitely been a minnow bite. More than anything else. Like plastics, you can get much here and there, but tip-ups have been working really well with a small crop minnow on them. This one here, I've actually got a clam TG 32nd ounce gold jig, and tipped it with a minnow, and they've been they enjoy it. They've really been enjoying going after all those minnows lately. That's just been another thing this year, is that the patterns and the bites have just been so off. I think with the warm weather, the up and down pressure systems, the wind that we've had, it's been blowing so hard since December here on here and there. It's just really messed up with fish patterns and their bites, and you can normally come down most of the trout lakes, fish with plastic, and have fairly decent success most of the time. But it's been tough this year on plastic, except for earlier in the year, like in December. But since then, it's really turned into more of a minnow bite of all things. Other than the, really weird and, oh, there we go. Got another one here on the predator. Oh, he got off. Oh, thought I had him on. pardon the language here. That's what I get for leaving a line on the water. Just about lost my rod here. Holy moly. Oh no. Wah, wah, wah. Happens to the best of us, right? Jeez. What was that dive, huh? That's for sure. Oof, that was close. I definitely don't want to lose anything down the hole, and I sure as heck don't want to lose this particular rod. That's my my 30-inch, or that's my Clam Outdoors 30-inch noodle katana model rod. It's probably my absolute favorite rod the last few years that they've had it, and unfortunately, it has been discontinued. So I definitely do not want to lose this particular rod down a hole at this juncture. That's for sure. Whew, that was a good slide on that one. All right, let's see if we can get him back this time. That's why when you're in a trout lake, you definitely, if you're going to leave your line, don't leave your line in the hole, but if you're going to leave your line in the hole, brace it against something so that the fish doesn't take it away. Especially when there's just a minnow on the end of the jig here. But as I was saying, I got to try some new products this year. I got the new, new from last year, I guess I should say, but the Vexilar FLX 38, which has been a really fun unit to use here. Got to experiment with all the different zoom areas, the color palettes, the multiple frequencies and multiple power settings. Really been able to get it dialed in this year, which is nice. But one of my favorite things about it is the fact that it comes on that the Pro Shuttle, the Pro Shuttle Elite, which is a fantastic shuttle. 3 rod holders on it, as long as you have the transducer arm. Your battery is totally encased. Got multiple USB chargers on the front of it. Plus, I got places for tools. I got a scissors and a nip and a toothpick and a pliers on, and along those pliers on there. It's been a really nice shuttle to use this year. Other things this year that have been nice to try out. PC Fun came out with a new reel, but the new folding handle style on their Carbon X and Viper X series of reels, which are probably their best in their lineup. And I was very excited when I'd seen that they're kind of folding handle ones this year, because really the Viper and the Carbon X series are two of my favorite open water ones, but I've never bought them for ice fishing because you had to unscrew the reels to get the collapse down. Well, now they came out with the folding handle, like on the side here now, just like on this Carbon here, nice and easy, storage easy. It's been much easier to use this year for ice fishing, which I'm really happy with. I'm looking forward to getting some more here in the future, since they sold out so quickly this year once they became available. I've been using the Predators a lot more. You can see the Predator here behind me. I've been using those a lot this year. Just a really easy, quick tip up to put out there. Plus, it's an automatic hook setter, so the fish doesn't have a chance to swallow the hook. So this year I've caught lots of trout on it this year, not so much bigger stuff like I was hoping for, like pike or bass or other fish. But it has been nice to have those out and not have to worry about fish getting gut hooked. There he is. I was wondering if he'd come back. I love sounding from drag peeling. Oh no! Oh. Again. There he is. Our tiger, I think. Oh, baby. Oh. There we go. Oh, yeah. Woo. Jumped right out of the hole. Oh yeah, nice tiger. Beautiful tiger. Look at those. Look at that coloring. Probably the prettiest fish in the water. 15. What a pretty guy. Thanks for playing, buddy. Oh, that's fun. I don't care who you are. That is a blast. He just came in and there he was. There we go. Got it out on the tip here. Ooh, there we go. Another nice tiger. Yeah, tigers are certainly prowling the shallows right now. Normally it's mostly rainbows you catch, but today it's a tiger day apparently, which I'll take. I don't catch a lot of them. What seems like most years. There we go, yeah. Nice big long guy. Look at them stripes. Oh. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, right at 15 inches again. Bye-bye. Oh, I said the predators can definitely be pretty nice to have, especially when you just need a good tip up to catch the fish. I don't have to worry about losing your line. That's for sure. Boy, out of this guy. Come around a really big tiger. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, holy cow. Wow, you. All right, well, goodness. Oh. That very nice one right there. Oh my goodness. Probably the better ones that's the best one I've ever caught, I think. Measured here, we'll get it at least. Got that one a little deep, but I got it out pretty cleanly. Oh. 17. 17. Wow. Whew. Wow. That is my PB tiger trout right there. It's 17 inches. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Yeah, so yeah, going back to different things. Yeah, there are different pieces of equipment. I mean, it's been a good. If you're trying some new things, tried a few new lures here and there. You know, use some different colors from like Widowmaker and Clam. A few other brands I would like to use. Tried some new VMC ones this year too that worked out pretty well. Pinheads are still, still my number one choice for panfish and for trout for most of the time too, unless they're getting real finicky. The Katika Flash still caught a good portion of my bluegills this year. So not much has changed on that aspect as far as the usual lures I use, but it's definitely been a challenge, especially for panfish. Just like I said before, being that our main lake that Sheridan froze up late. Normal. We didn't have the tournament this year because the ice they didn't consider the ice safe enough. Because by the time of the tournament, the ice was only about 5 inches thick, and they didn't want 300 people out on the ice on that thinner stuff. So they didn't even have that this year. But I also had some surprise stuff this year. I'm a big fan of watching the Crappie Chronicles on YouTube the last several years. This year they had a new sponsor of theirs named Arsenal Fishing. They had a little plastic bag. They called it the Recon bag. It's a waterproof zipper on it, which was pretty nice. But it's just a really handy bag. Fit right into my in my pockets here on my ice armor suit. I can carry a couple of quick change for plastics, a few jigs in there as well. Really was impressed with how just the design of it and how nice it was to carry stuff with me that I could drag a lot more tackle boxes with. Plus, not to mention that they've also got probably one of their lanyard, of all things, a lanyard. I've gone through so many cheap lanyards over the years. They break all the time. These ones are actually metal, heavy duty, clasp on them, a good quality, retracting. But with the season getting ready to close here, I just want to make sure I thank all the companies that that have taken me on on the pro staff for products that I really like using, I trust to use all the time in my Northward conditions. Clam Outdoors, of course, have been my number one company for the longest time, for 13 years now. Just all the great gear they've got. They're a little bit of everything: rods, reels, tackle, line, plastics, accessories. I mean, Clam's has a little bit of everything in the ice market, which is why they're probably the biggest ice fishing company in the world right now. XLR, of course, been with them for well over about 7 or 8 years now. You can't beat them for on water flashers. That's for sure. Got the best views, the easiest to use, and of course they're almost bulletproof. Nothing, you can't really break them or do anything really bad and really make them not work. Amped Outdoors, I've been running with their lithium batteries for about 5 or 6 years now. Definitely the best in the market. Matthew and his team down there at Amped Outdoors have got a great thing going for them. They've got the best lithium batteries in the market for both the ice and the open water. So definitely love using their products, and they've always worked really well for me. Relevant is a sunglasses company. I've been with them for about 5 years now. Absolutely love their glasses. The only ones I've ever worn. I'm not squinting no matter how bright it gets outside. Plus, with their chameleon tech that they've got in their lenses, they transition from light to dark based on the UV that's coming out by that particular time. So it's really been really nice because you can wear them no matter what the light conditions are. Cold Snap Outdoors, I've been using their stuff forever. Their Auger cover, their wraps on pretty much all my reels all my rods that need a wrap on them. They've been toothpicks. Everybody's got a toothpick these days. This is probably the number one thing you see on anybody who's ice fishing. But just a great company to be with and support, and love to see how much they've grown over the last several years with that. PC Fun, been with them for about 5 or 6 years now as well. Best reels for the money you can get on the market, in my opinion. High quality for a lower price than what you'd think. Most reels that are the same quality of theirs are probably double the price or more. So definitely can't say enough about their ice fishing reels or their open water reels as well. And then last but not least, I got in with Ice Hole Power this year. They make power boxes and other accessories, and shuttle and 3D print shuttles. Just kind of with them, it's been nice to have them along with the shuttle. Been really nice and light. My wife's enjoyed using it this year because it's even lighter than most of their shuttles I got. And of course, having a power box with them is awesome, just for able to charge your devices out on the ice or in the car, even no matter where you're outside. It's been real great to have joined the Ice Hole Power team this year.